being asked where the bell is. The reason I'm being asked for the bell, those that don't know, whenever we do the man of the match, I ring the bell, and they'll go silent. So but they're quiet now, which is quite good. I'm sure you're all aware that in the local press this week, on the back page, Mr. Barlow was recognised for his service to the club and will be receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award from North Herts Partnership. Alan has been involved with the club for, well, the press couldn't make up their mind. Some of them said 48 and 49. How many, Alan?
48, but I'm starting 49.
It's 48 years he's done, which, looking around the room, is probably more than most of you, your ages, I would think. But I mean, looking over this side of the room, I'm not so sure there's... Without further ado, if I could just hand over to Terry Graves, who's one of the trustees of the club, who will take you forward to the next stage.
Thank you very much. Those people that know me realise that I don't really need a microphone. Thank you very much. Ex-chef, one of the parents of children I taught, and I can see many faces in here of ex-students, so it's very nice to see you, especially on a day of celebration as this. Now, the presentation party from the Herts Sports Partnership is Annie Brewster, who is from the executive board and was one of the ones that helped make the decision. Annie will, I think it's April of next year, be the next High Sheriff of, not Nottingham, but Hertfordshire. And joining her today and holding a wonderful memento of this fantastic achievement of Alan's is Jane Parker, also from the Herts Sports Partnership. Now, I'm not going to read out Alan's citation because most of it was actually printed word for word in the Crow. And it was online, and that was nice for people who love the technology of today. It wasn't something that Alan enjoyed, so he's really pleased it's a paper copy. But I want to put things in a context first of all. 1975 is when the young Alan Barlow first pulled on a shirt for Royston Town. And at that time, the population of Royston was 8,500. It's now 17,000. So the town has grown a lot in that time. At that point, Royston Town Football Club was a men-only football club, and the first team were Herts Senior Premier League champions, and that equates to I think they're now counting as step 7. So when you consider we're now at step 3, it's been a huge journey and a long journey. Alan, if you don't already know, follows Derby County. At that point, Derby County were in the first division, which is now the Premier League, and 3 years before actually won the league with a chap in charge called Brian Clough. Don't wish to make Alan feel old, but this will. In 1975 was when David Beckham was born. Also, England legend Marianne Stacey started playing at the age of 7. A loaf of bread cost 11 pence. A pint of beer, 20 pence. Alan was thinking about making those prices applicable to today, but then realised that Mr. Gill was in the room, and he's the treasurer, and he would have had heart attack. So, onto the citation. For almost 50 years and counting, Alan Barlow has been involved with Royston Town Football Club. His journey started in 1975 as a fully committed player, before moving on to volunteering and holding every major position in the club except treasurer. He's been club president since 1996. In that time, Alan has been instrumental in growing and developing the club from an adult-only men's football club to the inclusive community club it is today, with over 700 youth players and over 120 adult players, all enjoying an FA-accredited football journey facilitated by a large team of dedicated volunteers. And at this point, I'd like you to put your hands together and thank the volunteers, because without the volunteers in this club, we wouldn't be here. Alan's continual desire to enhance the club saw its first ever women's team launched in 1997, and that was ahead of the game. Despite many challenges along the way, his perseverance and determination has more than paid off, with the team now competing at the highest level ever, and the club now boasts 9 girls teams, all part of the Girls Development Programme Pathways. Alan has facilitated community football for thousands during his tenure. In 2018, the club launched its own community programme and now employs 4 full-time staff, working with local schools supporting primary school pupils on subjects including healthy eating, healthy lifestyles and mental health. Alan is also one of the active trustees of the club, and he continues to play a leading role in developing the football activities both on and off the field of play. Everybody in here is testament to what Alan's about, so you don't really need me to say this, but I will. Alan is a person of great integrity with a clear moral purpose who loves Royston Town Football Club, Royston and its community. The person who's most embarrassed in this room at the moment is Alan Barlow, because he is somebody that's always hidden his light under a bushel. He finds it very, very difficult to get public praise. So, as much as we're here to celebrate and enjoying this, Alan's finding it tough. His book and labour of love, The History of Royston Town Football Club, epitomises what Alan's all about. If you haven't got a copy of that, nice little stocking filler before Christmas. All good bookshops, including the new one in Royston. He's highly respected by all who work with him and alongside him, where he leads by example, setting high standards in all areas and supporting all in his team. He continues to volunteer his services to Royston Town Football Club, the community and the sport he loves, because he lives and breathes Royston Town FC. And to quote Trevor Burrows, Alan Barlow's a Royston legend and Mr. Royston Town FC. Alan Barlow.
Thank you so much, Terry, and hello everybody. The best fans I hear in the county, is that right? Yeah? You do look like you're the best. So why am I here? Well, how am I qualified? I'm on the board of the Herts Sports Partnership. I was a mayor of St Albans. Who's there? Who's St Albans City? When I was in charge of culture and sport in those days. I was then, even more bigger boo, chairman of the county council, big boo, and in April, as you hear, I'm going to be the High Sheriff of Hertfordshire, which you've never heard about, I'm sure. Hands up if you've heard of that. You have. Look at the ones over here. Fantastic. So basically, back in the 9th century, the country was divided into shires, and the person that stood up for everyone was called a reeve. A shire reeve became a sheriff. Carried on, we exported it all over the world. So the sheriff in America with a gun, that came from here. So I'll be the 1084th High Sheriff of Hertfordshire, but only the 13th woman. So a bit like your women, well, when I went to see, so I hope you think I've done quite well with my it is black and white, isn't it? Whew, wonderful. But I'm a bit hot, so let me just hold up. One can never be overdressed. I'm sorry it's sequins, but it's the only black and white check dress I happened to find this morning. But anyway, so why am I here? So my theme when I'm High Sheriff is going to be sport for good. Normally High Sheriffs, because we represent legal affairs on knife crime or domestic abuse, I wanted something a bit more cheerful, and it's sport for good. You think how much good it does young children not to get into crime, but all of us, how good it's for our mental health. But sport for good doesn't happen without people for good. And if there's one person for good that we have come to celebrate today, I'm getting quite emotional, it's you, Alan. This is the first award I've given, and I hope it's going to be the most important one. I want to hear how long, it's not just how long, I've had a look through, I've been online, I've seen you are just everywhere. If we cut you through like a stick of rock, you probably look like this on the inside. That's all right. But we look at elite sport, we look at all this, but participation sport is so important. And the thousands of lives that you've impacted is quite incredible. And all those young boys and girls who are now getting older and older will thank you for all their lives, for what they've given, what you've given. But it's also the example that you set to the people that come after you. And that's what great community clubs are all about. And when I hear what you're doing in schools and everything else, it's utterly fabulous. So Anne, thank you very much for everything you've done. And you've still got lots to do, I know. But we're now going to give you a rather heavy award, so I think I might hold it. Here we are. Okay, I'll do that.
Feel your pain. I mean, Annie was right in saying that possibly the most embarrassed person in the room today is me. I'd like to thank, obviously, the Sports Partnership for the award and for Terry for the citation. Absolutely fabulous. And a particular thank you to the cast of the Veterans Pantomime who turned up today in their lovely shirts. Thanks, guys. You've been an important part of my footballing career during the past. So it's lovely to have you guys here sponsoring the club today and the game. I don't really know what else to say, except all the things that were read out about the things I've been involved in. The important thing is, it's not me. It's a lot of other people. All I do is kick a bit of arse every now and again, try to influence things in a way which I think are good for Royston Town, and hopefully get the right result for this club and this community. And really, at the end of the day, that's it. So, to finish on a note was, I would say, this is not my award, this is our award. Come on, you close!